Something that I've needed to work on lately is my forgiveness of others. Um, I've preached it a lot in a lot of my videos on TikTok, especially. If you've watched my TikTok, I've talked a lot about forgiveness of others. But recently, last week, something happened between me and a friend. He I'm not gonna say what he did in this video because it's public, but he said something really bad about me to someone, and it made me lose, or kind of at least temporarily lose, a friend because of what this person did. And I've really, really held it against him. I've not talked to him. I unfollowed him on everything because I was so angry, and I don't talk to him at school anymore. I don't say hi to him. And today in history class, I learned that we might be sharing a room together on a history trip I'm going to, and I asked the teacher to change it, so I could go with one of my better friends who wouldn't do that to me. And honestly, I've noticed that I've definitely really held a grudge. I've been talking bad about him, like I've said. I've made it clear I don't like him. And I need to work on that because what God has kind of been trying to reveal to me lately, I think, is that He has forgiven us all the time. He always forgives us for everything we have ever done. Every sin we have ever committed has been forgiven by God. So it's not fair for us to hold grudges against others. How can we receive a gift from Christ and then not share that gift with others? How can we share a gift from Jesus and then not treat other people the same way that Jesus does to us? Jesus treats us with love and forgiveness. So why don't I do the same? Why don't I forgive him? I just prayed for him a minute ago, or 2 minutes ago, however long this video is. I prayed for him right before recording this and said I forgive him. I haven't said it to him in person. I probably need to talk to him. I haven't confronted him about it yet, but I probably do need to say something in person. And in my life, I've had a lot of people do some really bad things to me, like leaving me or just ditching me completely for other people, and it's definitely left a scar on my life. For one guy in specific, a friend I had a long time ago, completely ditched me for a group of other people, and I was scarred for years. I couldn't make any friends. I was so quiet. I was so nervous about everything. It really, really scarred me. I guess for a long time, I really, really held that against him. I haven't seen him in a long time, but in my head, like, I wanted to get revenge, I was so angry. But last year, God really worked through me in that He made me forgive him, even though I've never gone to see him since, or great fallout, or whatever you want to call it, but I haven't seen him since. But I have forgiven him. If I do see him, I'm not gonna hold a grudge against him, and I need to do the same with this new person now. And I think we all have a person in our life that we need to forgive. I think for every person in the world, there is someone we hold a grudge against, and we need to forgive them for it. We can't treat them differently because of our own resentment. And I want to make this clear. I've talked about this in a video before. I think you can forgive people, but also learn from your experiences with them. Someone can do something really screwed up to me. I can forgive them, and I can not hold it against them in my heart, but I think it's fine to know better than to go back and act like everything is normal with them again. I think if you go back to doing the same old habits with someone who's done something really bad to you, just because you've forgiven them, you're gonna end up getting hurt again. They're gonna end up doing something again that is screwed, and it's not gonna be good. Sorry for my language, my cursing. But we need to forgive everyone, and sometimes we need to forgive the man in the mirror, or the woman in the mirror, whatever you are. If you're a woman or a man, or whatever gender you are, I don't know how many there are nowadays, but if you're a man or a woman, the man or the woman in the mirror, we need to forgive ourselves sometimes. We really, really need to. for a long... You know what? I'm going to be honest. I've hated myself for a long time. I talked about this in a video beforehand. I despise myself for a long time. I have. Everything about me I hate it because I've made so many mistakes lately that have led me on this terrible path, and it has just ruined my confidence and how I feel about myself, my physique, my emotions, the way I speak. Everything about me I do not like, and I've found it so difficult to forgive myself. I haven't forgiven myself, and I need to right now. Making this video right now is a reminder from God. God is speaking to me right now as I speak to you that I need to forgive myself, because for a long time I've held this against me. The mistakes I've made. I think it was 2 months ago. It might have been October. I think it was October or September. My memory isn't great, but October or September this year, I started doing something really bad to myself. I started cutting myself. And that is not an easy thing to say. It is not a positive thing at all. It's terrible. It was such a weird experience too, because the first time I did it, I felt in pain, but I also really wanted to do it again, because I felt like I deserved that pain. And I worked through it. I'm past it. Thankfully, it didn't last. Me hurting myself didn't last as long as it does with some other people, and I really do pray that if you are going through something similar right now, where you were genuinely hurting yourself, I pray that the Lord keeps you safe and that He gets you out of this tough position in your life, because it's not easy at all. And I really do emphasize with you if that is something you're going through. But I did do that. And, I've been insecure about my arms for a very long time. I've always felt that I'm skinny, and I've tried to build biceps or like muscles, to be more confident. They were going well, and then fifth year, my school year, it hit like a bus, and I kind of fell out of working out. I stopped going to the gym and working out at home because I was so distracted with so many things going on in my life, socially, academically, everything. Mentally mainly as well. I was struggling, so I fell out of my good physique, and it really, really affected my self-confidence. And the fact that I was getting skinnier and that I was skinny, I wasn't confident with, when you're in the changing rooms at PE and you see the other guys so muscular and everything, and I'm not. I've always hated myself for it, and I've tried to work on it. It's just not easy for me to stay consistent with this type of stuff. I lose a lot of energy, honestly, but I really, really want to be confident in my own body one day. One day I will, and I know I need to now, but one day I will be confident in my own body. I pray to God that I will. I pray to the Lord that I will. But the fact that I was cutting, my arms with like a knife, really did not help that insecurity. So I hated myself even more for it. Thankfully, I'm out of that now, but we need to forgive ourselves as well, because we are human. And Jesus forgives us, so why can't we forgive ourselves? He says that He'll wipe our slate clean. He'll wash our hands of the blood. Ephesians 4, wait, I'm trying to read this right. 4:32. Ephesians 4:32. Sorry. I had a different verse in my head, and I was mixing it up there. But Ephesians 4:32, be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, as God in Christ forgave you. So, we need to forgive one another. We need to also forgive ourselves. Be kind-hearted, not just to others. Of course, we need to be kind-hearted to others, but we also need to be kind to ourselves. Give yourself a break sometimes. Relax a little bit. Cut yourself some slack. Do not beat yourself up about something, because the more you beat yourself up about something that you've done, the harder it will be to improve yourself. I've gone through that. I'm just reading a verse next to this right now. Ephesians 5:1-2. Therefore, be imitators of God as beloved children, and walk in love as Christ loved us and gave Himself up for us, a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God. So, walk in love. Love yourself. Love the people around you. Even the people you don't like, love them. Be nice to them. Do things for them. Or, help them if they need it. And yeah, that is the video. I'm not going to speak for much longer. I don't want to make this video too long. I want it to be watchable or listenable. I'm not going to make it like 20 minutes like my last ones. But thank you so much for listening. If you did, thank you for listening this far. Thank you so much for all the great support on the channel recently. It honestly means so much. I've had a YouTube channel before where I did little gaming videos when I was younger. I did not think it was possible to have such a good start on YouTube. But apparently, we got 148 views on the last video. We're on 79 subscribers or something. That is insane. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. It means so much to me. God bless you all. I love you so much. I'll see you in the next video. God bless. God bless. Sorry, I thought that was the finished recording video. This is. God bless. Love you.